In this video, I'm going to take my last 10 years of 2K knowledge running in an online setting and condense it into this video and give you the exact blueprint that I would follow if I was starting out in NBA 2K for the first time, namely with the goal of playing Rec Center. I'm going to break the strategy down into 3 phases: crawl, walk, and run. If you're brand spanking new to 2K, then you're going to start out in phase 1, crawl. If you played 2K before and you're just starting out in my career, then phase 2 is for you. And if you are right there, been playing my career for years and are getting ready to jump to online play, but just need that confidence boost before heading online, then skip ahead to phase 3. The timestamps are down in the description below. But with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video with phase 1. Phase 1 is what I like to call the crawl phase. You're just starting out at 2K and everything is probably super foreign to you. It's going to be here in this phase that you want to use your time to get familiar with the game. Learn the different controls and aspects that the game has to offer. I mean, we did spend $70 to $150 on this game. Go ahead and try out the different game modes. Trust me, once you get going in my career, you're probably not going to be touching the other game modes anyway. So now's the time to test them out. In this phase, 3 of your best friends are going to be the 2KU, the Blacktop, and Play Now. And if you're feeling froggy, you can give Play Now online a run just so you can see what it feels like to go against another user. Also, it's during this time that you will want to figure out what role it is that you may want to play in an online My Career setting where you'll be player locked to a specific position. Mainly, you got your bigs, your wings, and then your point guards or lead ball handlers. And please, don't make a point guard if you're brand spanking new to 2K. Save us all the headache. And Lord so help me, if you're thinking about making a big, you most certainly have got to learn how to do a drop step and make sure to hedge on shooters. Don't be that guy. Now, it's time to move on to phase 2. Once you are finally ready or you feel you have done enough researching, then it's time to make our build and jump shot. 2 of the biggest decisions you will make when it comes to your online career. And don't get it twisted, these builds are not cheap. They average around $100 each. So try to do your due diligence. The last thing you want to do is make a build that's unusable in an online setting. I cannot tell you the number of builds that I've made over the years that they're off from an animation or badge by 1 attribute point, and depending on the attribute or badge that I was aiming for, I've had to remake the build. It's been that real. When making your build, there's gonna be a ton of build videos and guides out there that you can look to, and you're also gonna wanna hark back to your time in Play Now or the other game modes from in phase 1 and ask yourself, where did you find most of your success? Was it banging down low in the paint? Or maybe it was cooking up out of the wing? Or perhaps you liked running the pick and roll and dishing the rock. Use all of this information to help you when it comes time to making your builds. A basic rule of thumb for me when it comes to the builder is 1, to make sure your player can stretch the floor by at least having a mid-range, though a 3-point shot would make life easier for you and the rest of the squad. And then number 2, make sure that your build can guard its matchup. This is especially true if you're running solo rec or park when you're starting out. These are 2 skills that will be required of you by your random teammates. You're gonna have to hit your shots and you're gonna have to guard your mans if you don't want to get iced out. And then when it comes to your jump shot, you're gonna want to spend some time figuring it out as well. Maybe not as much time as we did with the build, but still, we have to do our due diligence here as well. And please don't be that guy that jumps from jump shot to jump shot, complaining about how 2K is holding you because you can't hit a shot. Shooting is super easy this year. You just have to put in the reps. Ideally, try to give a jump shot 2 to 3 weeks before you completely give up on it. Now, listen up, because this is crucial. You are gonna be trash. There's no nice way of putting it. I mean, come on now. You're new to the game. What did you expect? Ideally, you should be playing My Career and or the street ball circuit. This is gonna be to get your cap breakers and to slowly grind away your level. You don't have to get to a 99 in order to be good online, but at least try to get all of your key attributes for your build and your play style maxed out. Usually, for me, this is getting my build to around a 93 to 95 overall. You're also going to want to be getting them hot zones as well. Me personally, I mainly do this over in the street ball courts, as with it being a 3v3 game and on the easier side difficulty wise, add in the spacing and it's a no-brainer to do this type of work over here. And let's also not forget about practice. In this phase, we should still be making use of 2KU to learn any skills or moves that we don't know or are still struggling with. However, this can be limiting. So eventually you will find that you're going to have to reach out to YouTube, Reddit, and or X to learn the finer details of certain moves in the game. And when it comes to practicing said moves, there's no better place than the Gatorade facility, as it's going to give you a similar latency to what you can expect online. And what I like most about the Gatorade facility is it gives you your stamina and adrenaline bars so you can get a better feel for what it's going to be like in the actual games as you're practicing. And then if you really want to take your game up a notch, then back out of mycareer completely and go over to the blacktop, and you can get some of the best practical practice possible. Just load up your myplayer and pick a respectable matchup. I will usually go Michael Cooper myself off of the throwback Lakers just because he has a super high perimeter, I think around 97, and a respectable interior defense somewhere in the mid 80s, while not having too high of a steal, so you can practice your dribble moves and getting around him without the worry of him poking the ball loose every second possession. But if you're feeling really froggy, you can definitely bump up your defender to a Kawhi or Dwight if you're on the big and practice scoring on them. To quote Patches O'Houlihan, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And if you can score on a Hall of Fame defensive beast in blacktop, you can score on solo rec random. Same logic applies. Shout out to Patches for that. But seriously though, the Gatorade and blacktop should become integral parts of your 2K journey, not just during your time here in phase number 2, but you should continue it for the rest of your 2K career, as it's the best way to become a demon in this game, and quickly. Trust me. If you made it this far, then congratulations. You have hit phase 3, the run phase. Truthfully, if you wanted to, you can go out there and start running up park, pro-am, or rec center. And I can almost guarantee you will have a leg up and be better than 50% of the randoms out there. But if you want to take your game up another notch, then this is what you're going to want to do. Firstly, you're going to want to make use of the 1v1 courts over in the theater. This is so that you can work on and fine tune your game against a real life bona fide human being. Up till now, we have been for the most part playing against the AI, which as anyone can tell you is nothing like running against a person. The responses to certain moves are going to be different, and there is going to be an element of cheese involved, of course. It's best to get used to trying to break down and score on your mans here. Win, lose, or dashboard, you're here to get better. So try to have a purpose when you're heading into these games. If it's to work on your handle, post game, or maybe it's to get your defense squared away. Whatever it is, just don't go out there being a mindless bot who runs from wing to wing trying to get an easy rim run. While that will lead to dubs here in the 1v1, it's not going to translate too well into the other game modes once you add in more players to the court and the spacing starts to get limited. So if you can, try to work out of a tighter box when running ones. And then secondly, I recommend getting a few games in over in the starting 5 mode. This is to get some runs in against another user player in a 5v5 setting without having the added bonus of having to worry about feeding 4 other diva randoms, which in itself is a breath of fresh air and a nice change of pace from dealing with randoms and they BS. So you may even find that once you are past this phase, you still may come back here from time to time. And if you're playing on a shooting guard, point guard, or small forward, this is going to be invaluable practice, as most folks make these positions, meaning that you'll be matched up on a user, and if they ain't hiding on defense, you get a chance to try and score on said user in a 5v5 setting with limited spacing, similar to the rec center. And even if they are not your direct matchup, you can always just use the D-pad and switch your matchup so that you're guarding them. And let me tell you what, this right here will be some of the best practice that you can get, as a good portion of folks who play this game mode like to work the system and forego any type of defense on their builds in order to become an offensive cheat code per se. Whether you stop them or not, just the simple fact of guarding them and getting in those reps are going to go a super long way once you get to the other game modes, as if you can guard a defenseless demigod, what you think you about to do once you get to the rec center and your matchups build is a more standard build offensively, and now you have active teammates moving around. You're gonna put that sucker in a UPS box and drop him off. That's what you're gonna do. So again, definitely give this starting 5 game mode a look. I promise you won't be disappointed. Then once you feel comfortable and confident enough, it's time to head out into that 2K world and take it by storm, fam. Go drop off a mother in the park or lead your team to victory over in the rec center. And hey, I look forward to lining up across from you. But till we meet on that virtual hardwood, luck out. Peace.